There's a war going on in the books. Can't escape from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right. Pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Monday, December 1st, the best month of the year. December, we're ready to go with big time football this month. And we'll try to get some football going tonight. Hopefully be a good game tonight with the Giants taking on the Patriots. You want to join us here tonight on the Sports Money Network in conjunction with Razor Sharp Picks. We have the Giants and the Patriots tonight. We're going to preview it here on the show in just a moment and also take a look at the games from the NBA, NHL, some college basketball as well here on Monday. But we can recap and take a look. How did you guys do yesterday with the games in the NFL? We had a wild day. We had a wild night, didn't we? With overtime, with Sunday night football last night. What a night. What a game with the Broncos there late up against the Commanders. In case you missed it, in case you had to go to bed and missed all the excitement, what a game there for Denver. They're able to pull it off there, holding off last night with the late 2-point conversion try denied here by the Commanders. They tried to get it. Amazing they came down and scored on those two drives, basically against the best defense in the league, as I like to call them. But the Broncos got the win, 27-26. They deflected that 2-point pass at the end of overtime to preserve the victory. Bo Nix, 320 yards and a touchdown. R.J. Harvey, a couple of rushing touchdowns, and the Commanders an 18-play drive against that Denver defense in the fourth quarter. They scored the tying TD in overtime, but missed that 2-point try. Denver had some pretty exciting plays too. Marcus Mariota, though, 350 yards in all-purpose yards for the Commanders in the loss. But the Broncos, they were on the field for 84 plays, so even that great defense can get tired, I think, there towards the end of the game. But we had a great time, and hopefully you guys were on the right side. We all had it last night on the show. We all were riding with the Commanders. Thought might get the butt end of it there with the end of the game, and maybe they were going to win it by a touchdown. But a fitting finish, still a victory for the Broncos to improve. That's the thing right now with the Broncos and how hot they are, right? This winning streak that they're on right now. So good job there, and we'll have a great game tonight, hopefully, with the Patriots and the Giants, and we'll preview it here in short order. Let me thank everyone joining me here in the chat. I want to get the show going here. It won't be too long of a show. We have 9 games in the NBA, 5 in the NHL, and I picked a handful of games out. It's kind of a short card. And yeah, we're going to preview the big game between South Carolina State and Chicago State here at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific. Got one morning game here, I guess, in college basketball. Might not be the best game. We'll start the preview there with college basketball. Hey, you can get more picks from me here on the Sports Money Network when you subscribe over at winnable.com/Ramon. This is how you support me in particular here at the Sports Money Network when you subscribe and use the promo code percent off those. Am I there? Uh-oh. A little blip here. May have lost my second. Hopefully you're seeing me here. When you use the promo code STEAM at checkout, it costs you about 41 cents a day to support me here on the channel. Man, we've got like 70 of you subscribing. Can you imagine how I've never been so rich in my life. So, hey, please check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon to get involved. Okay, man, I'm having some issues in the graphic. I feel like I'm disconnecting from the show right now, and I can't get the right graphics up there. They're having some little bit of technical issues with this. Let me see if I can't see what the problem is here, you guys, real quick. Just bear with me. Try to maybe cancel out some. Maybe my memory is getting hogged here a little bit. Okay, see if I can't calm this down. Now let me know. Let me go into the chat, see if I can get the comments up here anyway, and say hello. Maybe the comments are working better, but I'm having some trouble here. There we go. Cash Kane. Yep, here we go. AOD, thank you. Jesus, just slow as molasses. The truth is here. He says, let's go. LALV here tonight. There we go. Giants first quarter under and first half under 23. Nuke is here this morning. Great to have Nuke on the show last night. He had those interceptions. Man, how many interceptions were there in the game? It felt like there last night with those two quarterbacks. And hey, Mariota did a pretty good job. He shows he's still got a little bit of muster in him there. Was able to kind of salvage it and rally the team a little bit. So good job there. But nonetheless, like I said, I mean, comes out there, throws for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns like it's nobody's business. But Washington still 0-7 straight up and 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. So let's keep it going here in the chat. Thank you, Nuke. And let's see, Blake is here today. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Our Thompson's here this morning as well. Thank you to AOD for some great comments in there. Want to say hello and welcome to Welfare Looking Asanoka. Oh, it's We Do. Of course it is. I would have known that by just looking at the name. There, Bobby Mack here to go. Nuke said he had to go to bed. I don't know if that was the Nuke. They were saying they were giving it an adult flavor with Nuke there last night. Cash Kane ready to go maybe with the dogs today. LALV, field goals and field goals unders in these primetime games there, right? Yeah, kind of had to stretch it out there a little bit with the game there last night. Hey, I had some nice props come through in the game. I don't think we reviewed my props. I think we reviewed everybody else's but mine. But hey, we were able to get there at the end of the game thanks to the overtime, right? We weren't quite there on Debo with his numbers there last night, but we eventually got there on a lot of those props thanks to overtime. But hey, overtime counts as well. We had Zach Ertz there over 32.5 receiving yards there last night. And what were some of those other prop winners anyway? Bo Nix, we actually lost by 0.5 yard on his over 16.5, and also RJ Harvey over 13.5 carries. He went for 13, so we missed 2 of the props by 0.5. But hey, that's part of it, right? So, but we were able to get there with Debo on those yards over, Debo on his receptions over there last night. And at halftime, we also cashed with Mariota and his rushing yards over there. And then at the end, we were able to get Lutz there over 7.5 scoring points is what I had, and he had 2 field goals and 3 extra points. So we went over with that and got that one home as well. So I usually got a bunch of videos, but on my props, I just tell you the next day. All right, here we go. Just making sure I say hello to everyone before we get started. Okay, good job, you guys. First quarter, first half's under maybe, and those primetime unders you got. I don't know if Terrell's here yet, but we know how solid those primetime unders have been. It didn't work out last night. I think it finally broke that streak, but all they needed was a late field goal. Would have ended 43, right, which would have been by a half a point. So. All right, our Thompson winners there as well. Then we had winners in the NFL. Let's go over some of the games from the action on Sunday. I want to see where we came home here on the morning steam yesterday with those winners. And don't forget, when you comment in the chat, you're entered into a drawing to win some free selections from me with my premium picks. So just comment in the chat. You don't have to comment but once. You can say hi. You can put a period in there. I don't care. Well, I do care. I'd love to hear from you. But you can win free picks from me by putting some comments in the chat. All right. Let's go down the games here from yesterday. And it was the Texans and the Colts there yesterday. And how about it, man? The Texans spring the game there and get the win on the road over the Indianapolis Colts there, 20-16. CJ Stroud, 275 yards after coming back from a 3-game absence. Shame on me. I mean, he's my guy, and well, I was on the Colts actually. Houston's won its last 4 games by 7, by 3, by 4, and by 4. The Colts, no points on their first 4 drives. Houston led 10-6 at halftime. Then they extended it 13-6. Colts tied it up at 13. We got some steam. We're rolling here in the morning. There's not a lot of games, but let's get to it. Anyway, in that one, we'll just wrap that one up with the Texans beating the Colts there 20-16. All right, some steam. Got to get to this a little bit here, get some steam going. Maybe I'll catch up on a couple moves that came in also here, but we're going to recap the other games. I just want to get these out here. Bowling Green is taking the steam here against Kansas State. Bowling Green was a 13-point dog, but some steam just came in on Bowling Green. It's down to 11.5 here right now in their game today against Kansas State. Not a whole lot of college games. We could almost preview them all. Just before we were about to come on the air, there was some steam in the game between the Jets and the Sabres. The steam came in on the under here in that one between the Jets and the Sabres. And right now it's looks like it's still 6 over still. So I don't know how much it did move, but reportedly some steam came in on the under just as we were coming on the air. And also McNeese State took some steam at -7 here. They were -7 and they are up now. This one came in just as we were going on the air, and right now McNeese is currently a 10-point favorite. Man, 10-point favorite right now on the road against Incarnate Word. And also Troy took some steam in their game against West Georgia. Troy opened a 15-point favorite. The steam just came in a few moments ago at -16, and right now they are -19. You know, when there's fewer games, they're moving those lines here today. The steam was on Troy just as we were arriving on the air. And also one NBA steam move that came in just as we were getting going here with Charlotte and Brooklyn. This is some overnight steam, actually. And steam came in on the over in that one between Charlotte and Brooklyn at it opened 227. They're up here to 228.5 right now. So that was some fewer games. I'll just peel it back a little bit and go a little deeper into those moves, and hopefully we'll get some more here. But we're reviewing NFL from yesterday, and we did know that the Buccaneers beat the Cardinals 20-17 there. Buccaneers led 17-3, but had to hold on. They led 20-10. Looked like they were going to get the money, actually, but the Cardinals got that backdoor cover, much to my chagrin. Buccaneers had 147 yards and 10 points in the first half to lead 10-3 at halftime. Cardinals are 0-7 in games decided by 4 points or less. Here, the Cardinals have lost 4 in a row, 9 of their last 10. Jacksonville and Tennessee, and shame on me trying to take Tennessee here. Jacksonville crushed them 25-3 on the road. Jaguars scored touchdowns on 2 of their first 3 drives, led 15-3 early. That's all they needed to get the win there over Tennessee. Tennessee's 0-7 straight up in their last 7 games. Also, Rams and Panthers. It was the Panthers with the upset win, 31-28 for a big victory for the Panthers, proving that they still want to stay in this race with the Buccaneers. Panthers were able to come back. They were down 28-24 and win the game 31-28, thrilling fashion. Bryce Young, maybe the most improved player in the league, threw touchdown passes of 35, 33, and 43 yards. And the Panthers, they're 6-1 in games decided by 7 points or less in those close games. So LA, not uncharacteristic, give up 31 points, but traveling across the country was still a little much for them here. So we'll see if they can overcome that moving forward. The Rams still looking pretty good, but Panthers get a much needed victory. It was the Saints getting the money here on the morning steam. We had them last night against the Dolphins in that 21-17 Dolphins win. Saints, I think, got the money. Miami's won 3 of their last 4 after a 1-6 start. The Saints were down 19-11 in this game. They were down 16-0, 19-8, then 19-11. They scored a touchdown, failed on a 2-point try, recovered an onside kick with Miami totally asleep at the wheel, got to the 36, but Miami made the stop on downs. Achane, 135 yards and a touchdown. The Saints have lost 5 of 6. Also, it was the Jets with the win over the Falcons, 27-24, and one of the best games of the day. The Falcons had a lead of 14-7 early. They led also 24-17, but the Jets were resilient and came back, and Nick Folk kicked a 56-yard touchdown last play of the game in the rain, line drive kick. Jets won 3 of their last 5 after an 0-7 start. A.D. Mitchell caught 8 passes for 102 yards of the touchdown. Game was tied 7-all at halftime. Atlanta's lost 6 of 7 right now. Coach still has a job, though. Falcons are 0-5 in games decided by a touchdown or less. Also, the 49ers crushed the Browns 26-8. Browns actually had a lead of 8-7 in the game, but the 49ers had just too much defense. Even with the injuries, Sanders couldn't get going at all. The 49ers have won their last 3 games by now 19, 11, and 18 points. They're starting to go right now. They're also 5-0 against the spread as a favorite on the road this year. Browns had no points in the second half and just 60 yards as Sanders was shut down in that one. And Cleveland has gained less than 280 yards in their last 7 games overall. Afternoon slate did have a winner here on the morning steam with we had them there with the Seattle Seahawks. We said to roll, they would roll, and they did. They're in a total mismatch as Minnesota had to go with Max Brosner there. He was sacked 4 times, set a record actually for the number of sacks. Their team record, I think, is what they said. But Vikings have lost 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. Brosnan was overmatched. He threw an 85-yard pick 6 as well. And Minnesota was shut out for the first time in 18 years. Seattle kicked field goals in 4 of their first 7 drives. They're 4-1 against the spread at home this season as a favorite. Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen took it on himself. Didn't have great numbers, but he made the plays. And Pittsburgh, who led 7-3 at halftime, lost 26-7. The Bills scored a defensive touchdown on the first play of the third quarter and were able to get the win 26-7. They doubled up and more. The Steelers on yardage, 372 to 166. So the Bills are starting to run the ball pretty well too against the Pittsburgh defense there. And hey, we had the under here on the morning steam show yesterday. We also had the Chargers, my Chargers. Yeah, we went with them and said take the Chargers, and they were able to cover there. And hey, that's our secret sauce, is beating to play the Raiders twice a year. They beat them 31-17, outgained them 340 to 150. Justin Herbert will have surgery today on his hand, but is expected to play next week, maybe limited in practice, recovering from surgery for, I think they said, a sprained finger. It looked broke to me, but Chargers 8-3 against the spread, their last 11 as a home favorite, as they won that one and cover. The Raiders have lost 6 in a row and 10 of their last 11. So that's a look at the National Football League. Hopefully you had the right sides there. And we got enough here to kind of get the show started, it looks like right now. So thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Let's see who else came in here. Seth is here. Jermaine is here. He wants to know what's going on in the world of sports betting. And I try to explain it here with you guys every morning, but there was some big news yesterday as well in college football. In case you didn't hear, that Ole Miss has lost their head coach going over to LSU. Guess it was pretty big news in case you missed it, as Lane Kiffin hired by LSU, 7 years, $94 million contract after a bitter 48 hours that Kiffin had to do some soul searching there. Effectively. Was removed after a meeting with the chancellor on Saturday night, and Kiffin basically threatened to poach the coaching staff and players if he wasn't allowed to coach the Rebels in the SEC championship game, but they had to ride it out. And since the result came down and they weren't going to play in the game, that opened the door for him to move along to LSU and take his top assistants that decided to go with him. Did have Pete Golding, the former Alabama disciple, defensive coordinator, to replace Kiffin permanently here. It looks like I don't think that's an interim situation right now for Ole Miss currently. But you know what? Kiffin gets a chance here to move to LSU. You're not going to get any stronger at Ole Miss, with all due respect. So say what you want about Kiffin. I'll say it too. I mean, he doesn't finish the job, but he gets you there, and he's going to try to turn around an LSU program that's kind of turned into a graveyard for coaches, with these guys getting fired, getting to leave with big fat wallets after they have to pay out after they do their buyouts. But Kiffin's going to see it through, at least. Whether or not he can win or not is another question. But 7-year deal, and I imagine he'll be there for all of those 7 years, or 6 anyway, depending on if they can get to a national championship game. So Florida hired Tulane coach John Sumrall. That seemed like something we were talking about a couple times during the season. He was 10-2 with the Tulane Green Wave. I had mentioned that he could be eligible for the LSU job, but hey, you know what? When you got Lane Kiffin, Sumrall moves to Florida. Auburn hired Alex Golesh, the South Florida coach. I think Sean Fox kind of touted that as probably what would happen, if I'm not mistaken, when we were on a show earlier this season talking about Coach Golesh, 23-15 with South Florida, and an offense that can churn out 500 yards a game. So might be a good hire there for Auburn. Arkansas goes with Ryan Silverfield, the coach of Memphis State, who was 50-25 with the Tigers. Oregon State goes with Jamarcus Shepard, the wide receiver coach from Alabama. Stanford, Andrew Luck decides on Tavita Pritchard, the former Stanford quarterback, who's a wide receivers coach with the Commanders. And one that I caught wind of there over the weekend, but didn't recite it, but Marshall Falk, hired as Southern University, as some of these HBCUs continue to roll with some of the veteran players here. They're going with NFL players as coaches in a lot of these scenarios. Michigan State fired Jonathan Smith, who was 9-15. He had $33 million left on his contract. Kentucky fired Mark Stoops late last night. We were on the air when that happened. 13 years at Kentucky. Let's see what they think they can do. Stoops did a pretty good job at a basketball school there. Coastal Carolina fired Tim Beck late last night after a 50-19 loss in that final game. Vanderbilt extended Coach Lee, and Deion Sanders said, "It won't happen again. We're never going 3-9, but we'll see about that." All right, we can get started here on the show. Want to get going on these previews. And Steve Eleftherian, thank you. Nice to see you. M the Great, thank you for your support as well. Mike is here. And Terrell says, today will be the day. Can I just push a thing on my remote and get the coach fired on Black Monday? And oh, Black Monday, the end of the season. I thought you were talking about Black Friday or Cyber. We're on Cyber Monday today, right? Cyber Monday. John Harbaugh getting fired would really be amazing. I know you've had Jackson out all year. I mean, how are you going to fault this guy, basically? Stop Geo, good morning. Hello. And THC Jack, nice to see you. Oh, that's got to be lovable. That's got to be lovable, a Grand Rising right there. All right. And let's see here. Action Jackson is retired from gambling, but nice enough to Action Jackson still, despite retiring from gambling, has come here to the Sports Money Network to watch a gambling show. Nice to see you, Action Jackson and BJ Anderson. Good morning. Let's get going here with previews right now and get started on Monday Night Football. Here with the New York Giants taking on the New England Patriots. In this one, you got the Patriots here favored by 7, and the total is 46. It may have dropped here by a point or so. As we get rolling here on the morning steam, I'll get ready to talk a little football with you guys in this one. The Giants come in here with a 2-10 record right now, but the Patriots, they're 10-2, 2-10 and 10-2. So, look, last night the game was a little closer than the records indicated, right? One joke I made on the show, among others, they don't like my jokes too much on there, but the fact that the game last night ended up looking so close, right? When you got two teams that were going in opposite directions. But I guess that's just, like I said, I think the nature of it was that Washington was playing up for their probably the last time with the focus on them a little bit. When you're up there last night against a team like Denver that definitely has offensive challenges, despite the fact that they did have a pretty strong game. Bo Nix did look pretty decent there finally. But anyway, so big mismatch here tonight, it feels like, with the Patriots taking on the Giants. Maybe you do like the 7 points here with Jackson Dart coming back to the lineup. Maybe this will boost the team. Look, they weren't winning necessarily with him in the few starts that he made so far this season. Jackson Dart's got a long way to go. Plays with a certain amount of confidence that, is going to get you knocked out of the games. You got to be a little bit focused, really, these quarterbacks now, and you just can't go reckless. I mean, if they all did that, there'd really be some spectacular results, but all the quarterbacks would die. So Giants come in here on a losing streak right now. Meanwhile, the Patriots are on a long winning streak. So what are you going to do in this one when the Giants here take on the Patriots on Monday Night Football? They're only laying 7, despite an 8-game difference in the standings, if you will. I want to hear from you in the chat. Make your pick in this one, Monday Night Football, between the Patriots and the Giants. I'll recite some numbers here, as the Giants have lost 6 straight games coming in, but did go 3-3 against the spread in those 6 games. They've been covering a little bit for sure. They obviously have a New head coach here and offensive coordinator Kafka had a falling out with Dable. Dable heads out. Kafka moves in. So Jackson Dart has missed a couple of games with the concussion symptoms here, but the Giants are 11-6, last 17 against AFC competition. Patriots come in here having won 9 in a row, 7-2 against the spread in those games. Patriots have have held their opponent under their team total in 9 of their last 10 games coming in. Teams have split the last 8 series games, but they really only meet every few years here. So let's see how you have it with the Giants here taking on the Patriots. Patriots have gone over in 4 of their last 6 games overall. Giants have covered 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two, but like I said, a kind of infrequent series, of course. Giants have gone over in 6 of their last 7 games overall coming in. They're 7-5 to the over as an underdog. Meanwhile, for the Giants, here 4-3 against the spread on the road. Let me go to the chat and see what you guys have in the big Monday night game tonight. A few people already commenting, getting their plays in. Cash Kane likes to change there, and he says Pat's money line. Mike says the Giants might be 2-10, but they think they're Atlanta. Steve says got to take New York here. Okay. And let me see here. Man, you guys, I'm sorry about that. Stop Geo. We do have a stream tonight. Thank you for asking about that. So make sure you join us here on the Sports Money Network in conjunction with Razor Sharp Picks, and we'll have our live companion stream coverage. Robert's on the Giants here tonight, and Terrell says probably should have Jameis starting, right? That's the thing. Jameis is looking good, but for the Giants right now, you got to think that Jackson Dart is your man of the future. So. Poor Jameis, right? I mean, this keeps happening. Sprinkle the money line says, Mike, good morning to Justin here today. Greg likes it 27-20. Justin likes Diggs in the game here tonight, 50-plus receiving yards. Let me see. I got my I think I was one that I'm certainly maybe. Let me take a look here. Justin also on the over. Art Tomps is on the Patriots here. Let's see if I have my personnel cycle ready here. For me, I'm all okay. You got the Giants here, definitely up against it, going up against this number one defense here, number 1 rushing defense anyway. So very tough situation for Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singleton as well. Meanwhile, for the Patriots going up against the Giants defense, it's exactly the opposite. They're practically last in the league, so it should be a big night for Trevion Henderson. I like Henderson here. I may be even willing to go with Stevenson. We'll see how his role settles out with both backs back kind of in there. We know Henderson has surpassed him a little bit. Cash Kane talking about Henry. I think it's a modestly tough matchup. I don't know if I'm going to support. I prefer Theo Johnson, actually, of the Giants in this game. As far as the tight ends are concerned, I should make that clear. All right. And let's see here. New England first half and full game. All right, gang. And for me tonight, I'm going to take the under here in this one. That'll be my official pick here on the Morning Steam Show. Give me the under of 46. It's already dropped down 1 point. I think the Patriots will be able to handle this one tonight. So maybe the game, maybe it goes under here is what I'm going to say. Maybe the game will be in the range of, maybe 24 to 14, maybe. That would be a big time under. Here, do you think the Giants can get more than that against this Patriots defense right now? I definitely like the matchup here for Drake May as well to Stephon Diggs. Keyshawn Booty is back tonight. We'll see how Booty fares here. Oh, I'm sorry, he was back last game. Had 2 targets for 15 yards after missing 2 games. So could be a good matchup for him. But, beyond that, you got Mac Hollins, you got Demario Douglas in there as well. But those guys are getting inconsistent targets. So I think the Patriots may be able to handle it, but I'm going to take the under as my official play here on the Morning Steam Show, and we're off and running. You guys, give you one more chance to chime in and see if there's any more picks, but I'm going to take the under with the Giants and the Patriots tonight in Foxborough. All right, and let's see. The Giants have, I think what they say that the Giants were the first team officially eliminated this season. Is that right? So, where does that put them in terms of the uh, uh, NFL draft lottery? I think Tennessee, they're still 1-11, right? So they're on the bottom. New Orleans 2-10, Giants 2-10, Las Vegas 2-10 as well. And you got some bad teams, don't you? You got Cleveland, Washington, Jets, Arizona, all at 3-9. All right, and maybe Henry for an ATD. Okay, that's it for the Monday Night Football then. I'll move on to the NBA here on Monday. Our picks there in the NBA action on Sunday. We did have some winners here on the morning steam. Rockets and Jazz under was a winner here on the show. We also had the Raptors and the Knicks game to go under for a winner here on the morning steam show. And I think that was it. We had the picks were sent out last night via Winnable. Actually, they were not that smooth there, as we had one winner with Portland on the premiums, but we lost with Cleveland and Philadelphia in our package of plays. We had to cut the show a little bit short to make room for Mikey and Sharky with the NFL previews. So just a couple of winners here actually on Sunday. All right, let's get to the action here and talk a little NBA basketball. Get started here with our 9-game card. And good weather. Hey, when you're sitting there at whatever it is, 29 degrees, hey, it might be cold, but I think football players don't mind that kind of weather. Ramondre for an ATD, Cash Kane says, I'm wondering about the workload for the two backs here, right? I know Henderson's going to get the most of it, but maybe Ramondre becomes the short yardage back, the goal line back a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's go to the NBA. I've got games. And let's get to it. The Cleveland Cavaliers open up here on the road against the Indiana Pacers. The Cavaliers are favored in this one by 6.5. The total here, 233.6, because 0.5 isn't quite enough. There we go. All right, Mr. Graphics Man, that'd be me. kind of like Fire the Graphics Man. Oh, hold on, it's me. Kind of like doing some of my high school coverage, and one of the coaches I asked to coach, because one of my teams have great special teams, but they kind of got beat in their championship game with the special teams, and the coach told me, he said, well, probably should fire the special teams coach, but I can't do that because it's me. That's what the head coach said about the championship game that they lost to the special teams. They were great special teams, actually, but they gave up the yards on the special teams as well. So he said, I'd fire the special teams coach, but it's me. All right, Cleveland comes in here on a 3-game losing streak right now with losses here to Toronto, Atlanta, and Boston. They failed to cover in those. We know the Cavaliers, look, they have a decent record here at 12-9. They're starting to come back a little bit, but they're really one of the worst spread teams in the league, 5-13 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, Indiana, who's been terrible, we know that, 4-16, 3-14 straight up as an underdog. They're actually 10-7 against the spread as a dog, 7-3 against the spread at home. If anything, the funny thing about it is, the way I like to conclude, Indiana's actually been underrated. They've actually overachieved a little bit, but maybe that was expected, especially after their slow start, and all the injured personnel. They were already up against it, but no one saw this really horrible start coming. That has put them so far back here right now, but they are starting to cover some games. They've won 2 in a row over Washington and Chicago, and they've covered 3 straight right now. So do you think you can get it together if you're the Indiana Pacers here, maybe as an underdog today against a Cleveland team that's just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6? Indiana here has covered. I think it was, well, they didn't cover in that game against Detroit. Let me see here. They've been in a pretty good cover streak. I know that. They've covered 4 of their last 5 at home coming into this one. So let's see what you have, though, in the chat today here in this one between Cleveland and Indiana here. All right, let's go to it. Go to your comments. Thank you, everybody. Here we go. 9 legacy Pacers on the spread. Cavs team total over. And I see Joe W in the chat in there today. Cash Kane, Pacers take the points with the Pacers there, huh? Okay, and let's see, Justin liking the Pacers in there. Thank you for your comments, everybody in the chat. And Greg has it right on. He has it over there a little bit, I think, says Greg. Pacers, maybe they'll win this. Maybe they'll win this one. Let's see how we're doing on the personnel here. Today, I don't think there's anything earth-shattering here with these injuries right now. Nothing we didn't already know. Jared Allen, though, is out for the Cavs. Larry Nance Jr.'s out. Sam Merrill questionable. Lonzo, he's questionable in the game as well. So to me, I mean, it looks like the injuries mostly are on the Cleveland side here tonight. Bobby Mack liking the over here in this one. And let's see here. Do I got them all? R. Tom's liking over here with Cleveland today. And yeah, the Cavs, to me, it looks like the Cavaliers have the more substantial injuries. And, is it enough to, kind of weigh the pendulum to their side? Let me get my
Steam play.
After the end of the week. I'm dead. I got a dead Steam machine over here, but this one's working. Let me get this Steam out. Just in right now. Look at this move on Temple. Wow. In their game against Villanova here, you guys have. I might as well give it away right now. I like Temple in this game, getting these points. This is my pick on the show here. I was gonna preview this one. I guess I'm just gonna make the pick right now, as I like Temple here against Villanova in a Big 5 matchup, and they were getting 14.5 points. It's moving lower, but it's still good. Seems pretty good. It's still down to 12.5. My pick is on Temple here against Villanova, and that's what I'm going with. So kind of knocking that one out right now, if you will. Okay, Pacers on a 2-game winning streak. All right, and I think that is going to do it for you guys in the chat in this one, and I'll have to make my call here in the game between Cleveland and Indiana, and I will take the Indiana Pacers here, plus the points. I wish it was a little more, but it's 6.5 at least. Give me the Pacers here on the Morning Steam Show to get us going, and I'm having a little bit of on Sunday night, I just shut everything down. So, dang it. Okay, here we go. Next up, Bucks and Wizards. You got the Bucks here on the road. Let me get a little Steam play. Middle Tennessee is taking the Steam here in their matchup with UAB. All right, Middle Tennessee here taking the Steam against UAB. This is another one here. Let me check out the numbers, but we're not going to have a college basketball segment if the steam keeps coming in on the moves that I kind of prefer here in this one. So I like Middle Tennessee plus the points. It's going down here right now to +2. It was 3.5. It's +2. It's going to be my pick. I like Middle Tennessee. We're just doing the college basketball segment here right now, not the pro basketball segment. I like Middle Tennessee in that game. They just took the steam here. I mean, there's only like a dozen games, so I guess half of them are going to be picks either with me or against me, huh? All right. Anyway, let me get into this one with the Bucks and the Wizards here. For the Bucks to come in 9-12 right now, the Wizards, they're still 2-16 last I checked, but they did get that second win a couple of nights ago, knocking off Atlanta. They came back and lost against Indiana. Washington is 5-13 against the spread this season, 1-6 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, Milwaukee 3-6 against the spread on the road for the Bucks. Coming into this one, Milwaukee has gone 1-7 straight up in their last 8 games, 4-12 against the spread in their last 16. They've gone just 2-4 in their last 6 games against Washington. Have the Milwaukee Bucks. Meanwhile, Washington's lost 15 of 16 coming in. They've gone over in 6 of their last 8 against Milwaukee overall. Washington's just 1-8 in their last 9 games at home, and they've also gone 4-12 against the spread in their last 16. So, what do you have here in the game between Milwaukee and Washington here tonight? I'll go to the chat and see. With the Bucks to roll, says Cash Kane. Robert's on the under here. Probably going to be riding along with Robert here. I agree. All right, Cash Kane there. Middle Tennessee overtime. And Rollins for 15 or more points. I've got the under here in this one. It is down to 231.5. This one, the send out was 237. So it's lost some value here, but I'm going with the under as well as my pick on the show here with Milwaukee and Washington. All right. Next up, the Hawks on the road taking on the Pistons. Atlanta comes in 13-8. Detroit comes in with a record of 16-4. Detroit's lost 2 of their last 3. AOD. What's going on? But hey, they did bounce back and beat Miami 138-135. It's a 3.5-point dog. Hey, they lost to Orlando and Boston. Can't win them all, so they're fine, man. Detroit's fine. Atlanta's actually pretty hot here. They've won 2 in a row. They've been a pretty good cover here of late as well. Covered against Cleveland, covered against Philly. They're 7-4 against the spread as an underdog, 8-5 against the spread as a favorite. But Detroit's been a fine cover as well, 13-7 ATS overall, 9-6 against the spread as a favorite, and 7-3 against the spread at home. We're seeing this total here go up a little bit right now, from 232.5 up to 234.5 right now with the Hawks and the Pistons. All right. I didn't think it was going to go that way, but maybe it is. So let's see what you guys have here in this one with Atlanta and Detroit. I'll take your comments in the chat. All right, here we go. Hawks to cover, says Mike. AOD says, look, they've been close games, just can't win them all. 9 Legacy, Pistons on the spread. Justin says Pistons over in their team total. AOD will smoke, says they'll crush these guys. Robert's on the over here in this one. And 9 points is a lot, but I don't know. Here's Robert on the Hawks. And Mike says, I love those quarter bets. All right. And for me in this one, I'm going to have to take the Atlanta Hawks plus the points. I think that this is a lot of points for me. I'm going to take the Hawks here tonight plus these points. I know the Sharps are going to be on Detroit, it feels like here a little bit, but they haven't always been crushing here at this point. Give me Atlanta tonight in this one. Next up, we got the Bulls taking on the Magic here. The Magic are favored by 9, and the total 239.5 here. For the Magic coming in, they got a record currently of 12-8. The Bulls are 9-10. Orlando's won 2 in a row with victories over Detroit and Philadelphia. Here, Chicago, meanwhile, comes in with a 3-game losing streak. Losses to New Orleans, Charlotte, and Indiana. Coming into this one. For the Magic here right now, they have won 5 of their last 6. They've covered 6 of their last 7 overall. Chicago's just 3-6 against the spread last 9 against Orlando. They've failed in 6 straight. Chicago's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games, but Orlando's gone over in 6 of their last 7 games coming in. Orlando and Chicago have gone under in 10 of their last 15 meetings between the two teams. So another kind of a big number here with Orlando at home, favored by 8.5 or so against the struggling Bulls. I think that's fair to say. And let's see how you guys have it, though, here in the chat. Can the Bulls get it going, kind of turn around here a little bit tonight? At least cover a spread? See what you guys have in the chat here in this one. Here we go with your picks. First half over. Fernando's here. Fernando, nice to see you this morning. Let's have a good week. Robert is on the Magic. And Justin likes the over here in this one. Okay. All right, I'll make my call here, and I'm going to make my call on the side, and I'm going to take the points here with the Chicago Bulls. Give me the Bulls today. I'm interested in some dogs here today. Give me Chicago plus the points against Orlando here. Try to get the money here for once right now, the way things are going. Let's see here for Chicago. Zach Collins, doubtful. Dallin Terry, doubtful here, though. Jalen Smith out, or Coro is out. So definitely some injuries on the Bulls side here. We know Banchero's been out here for Orlando right now, but I'm going to take Chicago here tonight to finally get a cover if they can. And Greg here says, I think he's got Orlando here. He's got an over for sure. Robert's on the over as well. And Fernando says, how about the first half spread there in that one for the Magic? Next up, we got the Clippers, the lowly Clippers, taking on the Heat in Miami. The Clippers coming in 5-15. Miami 13-7. Miami had been on a winning streak. They did lose last time out to Detroit, 138-135. Meanwhile, the Clippers have lost 4 in a row, and they're not even coming close to covering, it feels like right now, with this dysfunctional franchise. The way this is going here, Heat favored by 6.5 total, 235.5. Here with these two. This total actually has gone pretty, the send out was like 229.5. So it's gone up here considerably. I don't know if that's the right move necessarily. I mean, it's only gone, it was all the way up to 237.5 and has just seen almost an onslaught of money here to the under. That's what I liked too, but let's see how you guys have it here in this one with the Heat and the Clippers here tonight in Miami. Clippers have lost 7 of their last 8. They've also failed to cover in 5 of their last 6. Clippers, though, have won 4 of the last 5 meetings with the Heat and covered 4 of the last 5 as well. Miami's won 6 of their last 7 games overall coming in right now, including wins over Chicago, Philly, Dallas, Milwaukee before that loss to Detroit. Miami's won 9 of their last 11 at home, but are 0-8 against the spread against the Clippers in their last 8 games at home. 9 of the last 13 meetings between the two teams have gone over, but I've got the under in this one with the Clippers and the Heat. I got to take the under here. But man, how about that? Miami never cover against these guys. 8 straight at home. That's basically 8 years in a row. Greg here, he has it, Miami and over. Cash Kane says Clippers plus points. Justin's got Normie Powell in here, and Robert's on the Heat. Next up, the Hornets are at the Nets. They all can be perfect. Hornets here favored by 4.5, total 228.5. Brooklyn's lost 4 straight. The Hornets have won 2 in a row. Hornets with wins over Toronto and Chicago. Meanwhile, Brooklyn lost to Toronto. They lost to the Knicks. They lost to Philly, and they lost to Milwaukee. I don't think they might have covered against Toronto there, right? But I know they didn't cover the last 3 games between the two teams. The Nets here come into this one having failed to cover in 7 straight games, 7 straight at home, 7 straight games at home. They've lost 17 of their last 20. They're just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games. Coming into this one, the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. Even though Charlotte's gone under in 4 of their last 5, they've lost 7 of their last 9, but have covered 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two, despite losing 8 of the last 12 meetings overall to the Brooklyn Nets. So let's see what you have in the chat in this one between Charlotte and Brooklyn. I don't know if I'm into that over steam here, but let's see what you guys have to say. Okay, Clippers are garbage everywhere. Greg here, I think he's on the Nets here in the over, and I think Mike is on the Nets. 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 I'm actually going under in this one with Charlotte and Brooklyn here today, and I'm going to fade that steam a little bit with these two. Brooklyn and Charlotte have been both a pretty steady under here of late, so I'm going to go ahead and take the under. Brooklyn's gone under in 6 straight, 8 of their last 10. Charlotte's gone under in 7 of their last 10 overall, although that Charlotte is 3-0 to the over as an underdog, as a favorite this season, and this is a rare occasion. They are the favorite in this game. Okay, Nets and under here for Cash Kane. Robert was on the Nets as well. Fernando on the Nets. I think he likes them in the first quarter and the first half. Get in, get out. Take the Nets. Okay, I will. But I'm going to take the under here as my play on the show. All right. Next up, we have the Rockets taking on the Jazz here. We have the Rockets 13-4. Jazz come in 6-13 right now. And Jazz, you kind of want to say, hey, they play better at home, but I don't know if the numbers actually shake out here. They are 6-3 against the spread at home, so I guess that proves everything. But the Rockets are 9-1 against the spread on the road. That's where they excel. They're 12-5 against the spread overall, but 9-1 ATS on the road. How about that? These two teams are combined 21-15 to the over so far. Utah's gone over in 8 of 11 at home. Houston's gone over in 9 of 15 on the road. But Houston has gone under in 5 straight. This is their fourth straight road game. Utah and Houston have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games overall. coming into this one. So I think the intrigue for me lies in the total here in this game, and I got to go over in this one with Houston and Utah here tonight. Give me the over with these two. The teams just played last night, and it was 129 to 101. Houston got the win and the cover here on the road. So I think the back-to-back lends to the over. Let's see how you guys have it here. I kind of think Utah might have a better time of it tonight, even though playing a good team like Houston, they are playing them on back-to-back nights. Mike is on the under here. Robert's on the under here as well. And Mike says that we're here in December, the best month of the year. Just 31 days left. 30 days left in the month. So let's have a great December. All right, I'm on the over with Houston and Utah. And we've got, oops, did I have the wrong graphic up there the whole time, you guys, while I did that? Are you yelling at me in the chat? Or did I just switch it right now? Okay, anyway, whatever the case may be, I'm not changing my pick. I've got the over in this one. Next up. Dummy. You dummy. Ramon. All right, Mavericks and Denver here. You got the Mavericks coming in here 6-15. Denver 14-5. Denver's been up and down for sure of late, but they're in here off of a win over Phoenix, 130 to 112. They got the money. Denver 12-7 against the spread, 11-6 against the spread as a favorite, but Dallas is 9-6 against the spread as a dog. Dallas also 7-14 to the under this season, but Denver is 12-7. And hey, we're starting to see we got a move here in the NFL for the action here this week on the game for Sunday with the Packers and the Bears. Could we already be seeing the advanced forecast here? Because the total has dropped here to 44 here right now with the Bears and the Packers on Sunday. All right, let's see what you have, though, here in this one. Between the Mavericks and the Nuggets, Dallas has lost 12 of their last 16 games overall. They've lost 6 of the last 8 games overall against the Denver Nuggets. Also, Denver comes in here covering 9 of their last 13. They've won 11 of their last 14 overall. They've gone over in 6 of their last 7, but Dallas has gone under in 6 of their last 7. 4 of the last 6 games between the two teams have gone under. Here, let's have your picks in the chat between Dallas and Denver here. I want to hear from you in the chat. See what you have in this one. A little bit of a mismatch here for sure, but see what you got. Mike is on the Mavs here. Justin likes the under here in this one. Denver under, and lay it says cash gain. And Greg here, what does he say? Oh, he's got Denver big time. Denver in the over. Robert's on the over. And Greg says, I think he likes Denver to rock. All right. Well, I guess I got to make my call here in this one with Dallas and Denver here tonight. Like I said, the one thing you can count on with Denver is that they're up and down right now. They win and cover, they lose and fail. They win and cover, they lose and fail. It's time. Well, I don't think they're gonna lose this game here against Dallas here tonight, but see what the injury situation looks like. We are seeing some movement on that total in the Washington game here. Again, I think it's continuing to move lower. Anthony Davis is probable. Brandon Williams questionable, PJ Washington questionable, Gafford still doubtful, Lively is out. A lot of injuries here, but for Denver, you got Gordon out. Jokic is on the injured list and probable here. So Dallas having a lot of issues here right now. But I'm going to go ahead and take them. Call me crazy. Give me the 10 points here. I'll take Dallas tonight. Mavs need everyone clicking just to stay in the game, it feels like. Okay, Fernando, first half over. Terrell says they're going to get blown out with that young lineup. You know, it's funny. They were in there with that terrible lineup. I said terrible. They covered against the Clippers, right? Dallas had a lot of guys out of that game, a lot of guys, and they came through. So maybe it'll be like that again. I'm going to go ahead and take the Mavs. Let's go to the Laker game tonight, shall we? And you've got the Suns on the road here taking on the Lakers. The Lakers are favored by 4.5 here in the total, 234.5 here in this one, going up against the Suns. Lakers did not cover last night, much to my chagrin, but they are still 12-7 against the spread overall, 6-4 against the spread as a favorite from Phoenix here. They're 14-7 against the spread overall. They've covered 7 of their last 10 games coming into this one. For the Lakers, they've covered 11 of their last 15 overall. They've won 7 straight. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Phoenix has gone under in 4 of 6, but the Lakers have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. Let me get your comments, and then the basketball segment is over here. The NBA segment is over here. And I'll make my play here in this one, but I want to hear from you in the chat. With Mr. Wesker. Oh, he said he was the one that says Mavs need everyone to show up. Robert here is on the Suns. Cash Kane is on the Suns. Art Thompson is on the Suns. Everybody's liking the Suns tonight with the Lakers there on the back-to-back. And our Thompson's on the Suns here as well. Okay, thank you. Also, Suns have depth problems, as Mr. Wesker. Seth is on the Lakers here. And I think I'll probably just go with the total here, and I'll go with the under in this one between the Lakers and the Suns. That's going to do it for the NBA. Thank you, everybody, for your plays and comments. And we're going to go next here to Mr. Weskers is here, so we better go to college basketball next. Plus, we've already given out the plays pretty much. Let's start. We already gave out the winner, hopefully, in this one with Temple taking on Villanova. The spread's already changed right down to 12.5 from when I typed these in. So, well, I'm on Temple. I'm already on Temple. Let's see what the total is here now. 148 or so still. But I'm going to take the Owls here in this one, in this game, this Big Five matchup here against the Villanova Wildcats. Go ahead and I'll take Temple here in this one. Temple comes in here 4-3, Villanova 5-1. Villanova here with a spread record of 4-2. Temple's 2-5 against the spread, 0-2 against the spread on the road. Temple's 6-1 to the over so far this season. Villanova 3-1 to the over at home. How about that? But I'm going to take Temple here over Villanova. Temple plus the points anyway against Villanova here in this one. And if you want to comment in the chat, we can hear from you. Mr. Wesker is going to take Temple here. And Robert is liking the under here in this one between Villanova and Temple. For Temple here, they have failed to cover in 5 straight games overall after 2-0 ATS start. Temple's gone over now in 6 straight. Temple's 1-8 against the spread in their last 8 meetings with Villanova. They've also lost 8 of 9. Villanova doesn't lose at home. We know that. They're already 4-0 straight up at home, 5-0 straight up as a favorite. Give me Temple, though. I'm going to try to buck that trend here tonight. I'm taking the Owls plus the points in this one. UAB and Middle Tennessee State. We already gave that one away too. The steam came in on Middle Tennessee, and that's who I'm on. Is Middle Tennessee here in this one? You got for Middle. They come in 4-3. UAB is 6-2. UAB has won 4 straight. UAB with wins over High Point, South Alabama, Southern Illinois, and UTEP. Meanwhile, UAB comes in here 5-1 against the spread overall. Middle Tennessee 0-2 against the spread at home here, but I'm going to take them today against UAB. Give me Middle Tennessee in this one, I guess +2 now. UAB has won 9 of the last 11 meetings between the two teams. UAB's gone under in 4 of their last 5. Middle Tennessee is just, like I said, 0-2 against the spread at home, 1-6 ATS at home in their last 7, dating back to last season. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but I'm going to take Middle Tennessee. All right, a steam move came in. Tarleton and Cincinnati steam to the under in this one. It was 147.5. But we're seeing this one move lower right now to 146, and it may even go to 145.5. Steam to the under here with Tarleton State and Cincinnati. All right, we'll keep it going here. Look at some other games here. How about Bowling Green on the road against Kansas State? We already acknowledged that steam that came in there on Bowling Green in this one. Bowling Green's 5-2. They've won 2 straight with wins over Bucknell and VMI. Kansas State, meanwhile, is off of a pair of losses to Nebraska and Indiana, although they did cover against the Huskers. Bowling Green is 2-0 against the spread on the road. Kansas State's 1-3 against the spread as a favorite. Kansas State is 4-0 to the over as a favorite. And Bowling Green, they're 1-5 to the under this season. However, they are 1-0 to the over as a dog. So let's see what you got here with Bowling Green taking on Kansas State. I'll hear from you guys in the chat here. All right, here we go with your plays. Whoops. Oh, man. Okay. Middle Tennessee for Mr. Weskers. Terrell likes Middle Tennessee as well. And Trevor said, yeah, let's do that, Trevor. We'll go back and do the early game. I thought I did. I thought I had it queued up. So let's do the early game because of the only early start. Good call, Trevor. We'll go back and take a look at that one for sure. And I think for me in this one, I'm actually going to take the over here between Bowling Green and Kansas State. Like I said, Bowling Green may be 1-5 to the under at overall, but they did go over in their only role as an underdog this season against Davidson. They covered by a half a point, but it went for 178 points. The total was 144.5 on that night. So I've got the over here in this one. And let's see here. Mike's on Kansas State. I think Mr. Weskers is as well. Let's see here. Let's go to that first game. I have it. See, I knew I had it queued up here. Let's go to it. Let's do South Carolina and Chicago State, huh? I mean, Chicago State's a favorite after all. I mean, how wacky is that? Favored by 3.5, 153.5. The reason why we didn't do the first game is because both teams are terrible. But we got to do it, man. It's our early game. Hopefully this one, was it on ESPN Plus here at least? We got to watch this one, don't we? South Carolina State here with recent losses to Charleston, Chattanooga, South Dakota, Missouri, Winthrop, they've all been losses. They did cover 35 against Missouri for that. They are just 2-4 against the spread as a dog. Chicago State's 1-0 against the spread at home. They've been losing as well. They did cover 27 points in a 12-point loss at Minnesota. And let's see here, Chicago State. Let's see, is it 10 straight losses dating back to last year? They're 0-8. South Carolina State is 0-8. Something's got to give here when these two teams meet. Someone's going to win. Oh, God. Now I know why I skipped the game and missed the game, but I did have it penciled in there, so obviously I just skipped over it there for some reason. Flip a coin for me in this one. Let me hear from you guys in the chat. I might ride with the chat here. Here we go. Greg here will take a stab at this one. And he likes Chicago State there. All right. And let's see. Chicago State's had the harder schedule. Yeah, I failed to mention, right? Let me look at those Chicago State losses here. Losses to Illinois, Chicago, Minnesota, Iowa, Purdue, Fort Wayne, and Youngstown. It's kind of the same story, right, every year. For Chicago State, for the most part, it feels like. You know, they play a tough schedule. They're a bye game type of team. So, all right. I think for me here, I'm going to take the over in this one with South Carolina and Chicago State at 153.5. 153. And we could just, right? And remember, here's the thing about AI, because you're seeing a lot of AI content, right? People just typing in things. One thing I started to do, and it's no secret, okay? When it comes to AI, right, it's all about the prompt, right? If you just type in, like, sometimes it may be right, especially the bigger the game, because AI uses all those sources. But if you typed in, like in this game, for example, give me a preview of South Carolina State and Chicago State, it might get it right, but it might be throwing guys in there from 3 or 4 years ago. It's about the prompt, entering the prompt. And so what you should do, say you wanted to write something about a game, right? You could type in everything that you know off of your top of your head, maybe, and say, I like Chicago State's offense or whatever, and it'll give you the pick, right? It might pick. And if I said to the chat bot, I said, hey, do you just pick the favorites because they're the favorite? And the chat bot, of course, no, of course not. I've got away a bunch of the chat. I'm going down the rabbit hole with the chat bot. But one thing that I've been doing, I do a lot of my, local high school coverage, and it used to take me hours on the weekend to finish it. It was getting pretty hectic over the last few years doing gambling shows and having to do now I just type in the key plays in the game. I'll sit here and watch 8 high school games, not anymore, season's over, and just type in. I have one tab for each game, and if I see one game, and I'll type in, oh, Joey Smith ran for a 23-yard touchdown, and then by the end of the thing, I got all these little plays in, and then I say, now give me the game story, and I give a little preview of the game, and it writes a perfect story for me. That's great. All right. Gooey says, look, I mean, it doesn't matter if these, I think what Gooey's saying here is if these two teams were 0-20 each, we'd watch it and bet it because it's a standalone game. Right, Gooey? All right. I got a few more here. Let me see what we got. Oh, one more. Okay. Cal Baptist taking on Colorado here. Colorado, a 12-point favorite here in this one against the Lancers. Look, Lancers are playing well. Colorado's certainly a pretty decent team, but Cal Baptist has got an okay team here for sure. But you know what? A pretty big spread here. Colorado's certainly expected to win. 12 and 149. Cal Baptist is 7-0. Colorado is 7-0. So you know we're going to preview this one. Cal Baptist 3-0 against the spread on the road. Colorado's 4-2 against the spread at home. They're 5-2 against the spread overall. Cal Baptist 2-0 against the spread as an underdog. Now Colorado's an over team for sure. 5-1 to the over at home. 5-0 to the over as a favorite. Cal Baptist is kind of the opposite. They are 2-5 against the spread, 2-5 to the under this season, and 1-2 to the under on the road, but still an under team for sure so far. So I've got the under though here in this one. I think that's what dictates in this game. Give me the under with Cal Baptist and Colorado. It's been a pretty steady move to the under. In fact, it's not 149 still, is it? Yeah, so it went all the way down to 147.5, back up to 149. I've got the under in this one. All right, I think that's it for college basketball. Mike likes Cal Baptist. Kane likes Cal Baptist. And Mike says, I've never seen him play. But, hey, you know what? Tune in at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and you're going to see – you talk about Cal Baptist. I was thinking of South Carolina State and Chicago State. All right, that's it. We're going to hockey here right now. 5 games on the card, and hey, we did have some winners here. No, we didn't. We sent out the plays yesterday, and we only had the winner on the Chicago Blackhawks. Actually, I had the Senators and Stars under. So Chicago Blackhawks, our winner yesterday. Let's go to the NHL and take a look at the matchups with the Penguins are taking on the Flyers to get us going here on Monday. Flyers are favored here, $1.45 or so. A total here, 6 under at minus 120. Pittsburgh comes in here 12-7-5. Philadelphia 14-7-3. So pretty good matchup. Usually one team's good and one team's not so good, but right now they're both looking pretty decent here so far of this season, undoubtedly here. So let's see what you got in this one between Pittsburgh and Philly. I think I know which direction I'm going, but maybe I'll wait for you here. You got Philadelphia 2-5 to the under as a favorite, although Pittsburgh 8-6 to the over as a dog. Nonetheless, you look at kind of, when you have a season series like this, and both teams right now, you got Pittsburgh. Yeah, they're in 6th place, but they are on the road here, 6-3-3. Philadelphia at home, though, 8-3-2. Philadelphia up 2.5 units at home so far this season. So, like I said, pretty good game tonight between the rivals here with Pittsburgh and Philadelphia in this series. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two have gone over. 6 of the last 7 meetings, however, in Philadelphia have gone under, and that's where I'm going. I'm going to take the under in this one. Philly's under in 4 of their last 5 games at home overall. And let's see, is it 6 under 20 still, or is it 5.5 over? You get 6 under 15 here in a lot of books, but there's also some 5.5 overs as well. But I'm going to take the under in this one between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. All right, and here we go with Penguins here for Justin. Mike is on Pittsburgh in the under. Trevor's got the over in this one. Greg does too. Kane says Pittsburgh money line, as they'll figure it out this game with some injuries here, injury woes. All right. Next up, the Blue Jackets are on the road here, taking on the Devils. Devils are $1.40 a total, 5.5 here. Or I'm sorry, Devils are 150 total, 6 over 15. Yeah, that's more like it. And Columbus comes in here with a 4-game losing streak right now. New Jersey's won 3 of their last 4. Columbus with losses to Detroit, Washington, Toronto, and Pittsburgh coming in. They're just 5-12 as an underdog this season. New Jersey's 9-1 straight up at home, 10-5 straight up as a favorite. The Blue Jackets come in here having lost 7 of their last 9 on the road. They've also lost 6 of the last 7 meetings against the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey's also 5-1 straight up at home against Columbus. In the last 6 meetings, New Jersey's won 9 of their last 11. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under. However, 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two here in New Jersey have gone over. So go figure. But see what you guys got. I'm going to go to the chat in this one. And here we go with Mike is on the Blue Jackets here. Don't fade the Devils, says Mr. Weskers. I don't think I'm gonna fade the Devils. But let's see. Cash Kane says Devils money line here. Jackets are not healthy. They don't have the bench. Yeah, I know. But man, an interesting price here. It feels like a reasonable price. And I think you can get as low as $1.34 at Circa right now on New Jersey. Pretty good for a team that's 9-1 at home, right? And let's see, Cash Kane Devils money line. Or no, let's see, Cash Kane. Mike says, oh, he's baiting himself. Okay, whatever. Give me the Devils here in this one, $1.50. Just got to do it. I'm taking the Devils. Next up here, the Jets are on the road taking on the Sabres. Sabres are the slight favorite still here right now, $1.15. Yeah, they're still favored here, $1.15 against Winnipeg. Total here, 6 over at -115. Winnipeg comes in 13-11. Buffalo, meanwhile, 10-11-4. Winnipeg snapped their losing streak last time out with a win against Nashville, 5-2 on the road. This is their 4th straight road game for the Jets. Buffalo comes in here off of a win on the road, 3-2 at Minnesota. That snapped a 2-game losing streak. Winnipeg is 0-5 as an underdog so far this season. They are a dog here, even though it's $1.15. Buffalo is 8-5 straight up at home. Winnipeg is 8-5 to the over on the road. Buffalo is 6-9 to the under at home. Okay, for Winnipeg here, they've won 5 of the last 7 meetings against Buffalo overall. 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Buffalo's just 1-6 against Winnipeg at home in the last 7 games. But like I said, Winnipeg's 0-5 as an underdog this year. So, intersecting the zeros, conflicting trends, something like that with these two teams. But I got to make my call, and I want to hear from you. What do you got in the chat in this one with Winnipeg taking on Buffalo? It's basically a pick 'em here, but all right, Sabres here for Cash Kane. Buffalo Sabres for Mr. Weskers. And Fernando's on the under here in this one. I'm actually on the Winnipeg Jets, guys. I'm taking Winnipeg on the road here. Give me the Jets in this one. Couple more here, and the show is going to be over. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. Here's the Ducks here on the road. Bill Husso taking on Bennington and the Blues. So you got Husso, it feels like, here going in net tonight for Anaheim. They're an underdog in this one. Against the Blues doesn't make much sense to me. Blues 9-10-7. Ducks still riding high, tied atop the division here with LA. Husso's 1-1 with a 4.05 goals against. Bennington 6-5-5 with a 3.1 goals against coming in. For the Ducks are 11-7 as an underdog this year. The St. Louis Blues are 2-9 as a favorite, straight up. 2-9 as a favorite, straight up, and now they're laying $1.55 like it's yesterday's news. Anaheim here, 8-5 to the over on the road. St. Louis 8-3 to the over as a favorite. But man, can you believe that? All right, I got to make my call here, but I want to hear from you in the chat as well with Anaheim and the Blues here tonight. See what you got in the chat. We've got Seth here. He's on the Blues. And Cash Kane likes the Blues money line over. And you've got Justin here. He's on the over here in this one. Oops. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to go to the total here in this one. And, man, I've got to go under in this one with the Ducks and the Blues big time. Feels like a premium possibly here. Give me the under in this one, Ducks and Blues tonight. Even with Husso in there. Fernando likes the Blues on the puck line. I've got one more here tonight with the Mammoth taking on the Sharks. All right. Here's the injury report for Columbus right now. Could have used this here a few minutes ago, but I think we got it here. Anyway, that game's long gone. Let me preview this one here with Olivier questionable, Marchenko questionable. Okay. Mammoth here and the Sharks. You have the Mammoth here, big favorite on the road against the Sharks. Now, this one's one where I'm like, hey, that line does look a little inflated, but maybe this is the right spot here for Utah on the road, despite the fact that you couldn't sell anybody on it because, San Jose has been much improved this year, and Utah's terrible on the road actually right now, but they've lost 3 straight. They're 12-11-3 overall. San Jose's 12-11-3 as well. Mammoth here are 7-9 as a favorite this season. Meanwhile, San Jose is 8-4 at home. Mammoth are 5-11 to the under as a favorite, and San Jose is 5-10 to the under at home. And I got to go under here still, even at 6 under 20 right now. I'm taking the under tonight with Utah and San Jose. I hope it's not 3-3 at the end of regulation, but it might be. I'm taking the under here. These two teams are kind of unders here in these roles so far. So I'm taking the under tonight. Give me your plays, and the show's over, everybody. Thank you for joining me. A little bit of domestic soccer tonight with one game in Serie A, one game in La Liga. There's a championship game as well. Get ready. We're going to run the drawing here in just a moment, but let's hear from Mike for Winnable.com.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's do the drawing here. See who wins a month of plays from me. Had a really nice day there with the basketball, the college plays there. That kind of faded at the end, but let's take a look at who's going to win today. 26 of you are entered in. Here's the drawing. Cash Kane, Mr. Weskers, LALB, Stop Geo, M the Great, Fernando, and the winner is Steve Lefteron. And I left here, and Steve, I'll give you another month. Thanks for being such a great supporter of me there in the chat. Man, Steve's going to be signed up forever here the way he wins the plays here. So thanks a lot, Steve. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate your support here of me on the Sports Money Network. It's because of guys like you keep me coming back here to this channel. Here, I love it. I love sports money. I'm all about it. Inside joke, right? If you know, you know. All right, that's going to do it. Oops. Oh, gosh. That might do it for me here is what I think. There we go. Here I am. Hey, there I am. All right, join a busy night here on the Sports Money Network. We'll have pre-gaming with Mikey Money at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 Pacific. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 Pacific, it's BB MMA Picks, I believe, unless we get pushed back. But right now, tentatively scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That'll lead right into our coverage. Might even overlap a little bit. I'll join the guys maybe at the top of the hour. If it goes a little long, we're going to preview 3 fights, including that main event here this weekend. We're back in action in the UFC for 2 of the last 3 weeks of the year, I believe, here, except for the holiday. Maybe it's just 2 shows left here, actually. But we will have previews tonight of the UFC card, and then lead up to the show with Razor and Mikey and the gang for Monday Night Football here tonight. So make sure you join us here on the Sports Money Network. And thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. Ramon Scott, sports